I don't know. Send me a video that shows the combat really well.
I'm just gonna send you my Xbox since it's digital.
Yeah, that seems like a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
That's what we do, bro. We send consoles back and forth.
Three, two, one. Backlog.
Welcome back to 321 Backlog, the podcast where we play and talk about video games from our backlog. My name's Alec, and I am joined by a newly, freshly tattooed avatar,
Like the blue people?
Last Airbender.
Okay. Oh, the other guy, the bald guy.
Yeah,
Way
you
to go.
got land and sea so far, right?
Yeah.
And his name is James.
Hi.
I've been thinking how to introduce you for like the last 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
you're welcome.
How you doing this evening?
Doing good. Doing good.
We solved a big computer issue, which is fun.
Oh my lord! So yeah, we've been having this. I only,
Nope,
I
name me.
alone, I alone. I did some computer upgrades a couple months back when we were really getting into podcasting. I was trying to do more editing, more just general stuff. I wanted to speed up the PC. I wanted to get more storage, get faster RAM, all that good stuff. Anyway, I bought some new RAM that is just top notch. It's real fast. But my motherboard, not so much. And what keeps happening is the BIOS is automatically increasing my RAM speed to just crazy overclocks.
Your motherboard thinks it's cooler than it is, right?
Pretty much. So, and weirdly enough, it keeps messing with my webcam.
Yeah, that was like a shot in the dark with that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
it really was.
And it would like keep happening. So essentially, if anybody is really interested to know, Alec's webcam would constantly just cut in and out or freeze and have issues.
Mhm.
And one day I was just like, I don't know, man, check your RAM. Like, and we looked into it a little bit and found out that it was automatically clocking it too high.
Yeah.
Higher than your motherboard should be capable of. It was like
Yeah.
undervolted because of it. So I don't really
Right.
know a ton about overclocking. I've never been able to successfully overclock RAM. I don't even want to. But we solved it months ago, and then it would like randomly occur, and then we realized that it was automatically you would manually adjust it down, but then it would automatically change it back to a overclocked speed on its own.
Right.
And then when we figured that out, I bet you the problem is solved. You were having issues with your monitor cutting out. How's that been?
So far, so good.
See?
But we've the monitor thing, which it could be video based as well, has been going on for probably a week or two, a week and a half.
Yeah.
So I we talked about this when I'm not planning to use my PC, or if I do second this room as a second bedroom
Yeah.
because I travel and I get home at all hours of the night. I'll shut my PC down because I have way too many LEDs that are enabled from this, so I need the extra darkness. So, and I don't want to hear like the fans going and stuff,
I like
which
fans.
I'm sure, yeah,
Like that white noise.
yeah. So yeah, I shut it down fully very often, and I think rebooting it lets the BIOS just do what it wants. So
I bet that problem's solved now, though.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, we noticed. I remember initially you said like you had like a power outage issue, and you were like, I don't know why, it's just fucking up again. And then we found out that it now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Even having a power outage would cause it to go back into an automatic overclock, which is really weird.
It is really weird. I mean, I guess it's nice if you're, because the motherboard is, well,
No.
it's marketed to be a gaming quality motherboard, high performance, whatever. So I guess the idea is like, oh, we want it to like have the best things enabled. So I mean, good in on paper, I guess.
Kind of
But
rough though. Yeah.
yeah, but hey, we're here. So spooky times are behind us.
Yep.
We're in the season
We
of
hungry.
glutton.
Yep.
We
American
are
glutton.
we yes. Well, I've unbuttoned the top button. We've we've got our tattoos healed.
Oh, not really, dude.
We're going in for fixins. We're
Yeah.
playing Overcooked, all you can eat.
Yeah. And we've had enough of it.
We were actually
Ready?
playing a little bit this evening
Yeah,
before
man. Ready to
recording.
vomit. I've eaten so much of this game.
Oh man.
This game came out. Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, Overcooked All You Can Eat is a combination of both Overcooked 1 and 2, and then some extra bullshit, maybe some all the DLC.
Yep.
The first game was released in August 2016, and then the second game was released in August 2018. And then this version, which I previously described, if you were listening, came out in November, very Thanksgiving, 2020. So it was produced by, published and developed by Team 17. Not familiar with them. I guess they made another game called Worms. I don't want to play it. But are you familiar with Worms? You look like you got a glimmer in your eye there.
No, I thought Team 17 has done something that I'm familiar with.
I saw Worms. I did try to look it up earlier, but can you pull that up, Jamie?
Let's look
Team
up more.
17.
I feel like they did something that I'm aware of.
Oh, ukulele, apparently.
Not
really?
that one.
Did I see that right? Worms. Worms, 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 worms. For some reason, very briefly, I saw ukulele pop up there. Golf with your friends. Overcooked. The Escapists. Overcooked. Moving Out.
Moving Out. I've played Moving Out with my son.
That's a frustrating game.
It's, yes, frustrating, but it adds the frustration of trying to move, like
Out.
like moving between residences and puts it
Yeah.
into a game.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they rent, and they want to move into the house across the street from them. Really
Oh.
bad. It's like very convenient. Well, they said they really like the house across the street a lot better, like floor plan and everything. Like that wouldn't be a hard move.
No, open up
It's-
one door, just walk across the street, you're good to go.
Yeah, and in the meantime they could play Moving Out 1 and 2 just for practice.
Yeah. How was this game received?
This game was received pretty well. It's I'm surprised it wasn't higher actually, but IGN 8.2, Metacritic 84 out of 100. So, pretty well received.
Question was, when you looked at those ratings, were those for all you can eat or were those for the individual games?
I think it was for all you can eat. Yeah. I think but I'll say yeah, it was. And I'll say that the critics scores for the individual games were very similar. Like
Were they? Okay.
yeah, they might have been like a 8.4 and an 8.2 respectively.
Gotcha.
And they just flip it
gotcha.
around. But yeah, it was generally yeah, because they're essentially the same game.
Yeah, so I believe with Overcooked, the original,
Yeah,
I think you could do couch co-op, but you could not do online play.
I did read that.
They
yeah,
they introduced online play into the second one, and when I had pitched this game for this episode, I didn't know the all you can eat existed, and I thought you could do online play with Overcooked 1.
yeah.
And that was not the case. So this was actually a pleasantly surprising find for me.
I like a couch co-op game, but in the scenario that we're in, it's pretty tough to accomplish. Really.
Yes, I would say, and we experienced this a little bit today when we were able to communicate. I would say, "Oh, hey, I got it," or "Stay up left," or whatever, and then I could see that delay that we have because you and I are on like a 3-second delay, and
Oh, there's also you say something and I have to translate it to my idiot brain and then
no.
interpret what you said and then stand here for a little while with my mouth open. and then I can look for the egg,
What were
and then
we
I
were
can
calling
proceed.
we kept calling the fruitcake jelly, and oh man, it's just good stuff.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so this game you picked it, right?
I did.
Yeah. Do you have you've played what? You've played Overcooked 1 before, right?
I believe I've played both of them,
Oh, okay.
couch co-op with the misses.
Okay.
So I have played this before.
A friend of mine said this game was very frustrating and he said it would cause marital disputes. Your marriage did survive this game?
It did survive. It's hard to do really long stretches, so
I
we'd
could
have
see that,
to
yeah.
maybe an hour of gameplay, and then we're like, all right, we should probably stop and get some lunch, maybe stay in different parts of the house for a couple
Go to
minutes.
counseling for a little bit, take a quick breather,
No,
see other
it's
people, come back to it.
it can get pretty heated because
Yeah.
the game does a really good job at kind of like raising the tension just through like music. It speeds it up. You've got
Yeah.
anybody that's worked in like fast food, you've got machines beeping at you, and
And there is some beeping in this game too,
yeah,
like the
yeah.
when something is going to overcook or overmix or whatever the mechanic is that beeps at you, and it's fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you want to fix it.
Yep.
So you picked this game mainly what? Mainly because it's Thanksgiving, it's food. There's not a lot
Yeah.
of well, there's probably a lot of food games, but this one specifically is a good time. I
Yeah.
like
You're
that.
gonna be
You're gonna be what? Frustrated,
No, you're gonna be it's the
anxious.
holidays. You're gonna be seeing your family. If
Yeah.
you guys like to gather around the TV and like pass the controllers around to do different like rounds of games and stuff, you only have two people, but it'd be a really good one to like pass around the controllers if there are families that like to play this type of game. So I think this is a great one to have like in the family room.
Can you play with more than two people?
I don't know. I don't
I
think so.
wonder. I could see it almost feel well, it kind of feels like you can't, but
Yeah, I'm not sure what the. I mean, we should probably
Overcooked
look
2,
and
4 players, dude.
really.
Yep. The reason I thought that was because when you invited me to a game, the area, the section where it showed like who was in the game,
Oh, you
it
got
looked
more.
like it would fit 4 people because like me
Okay,
and you took up half of that little block in the corner.
gotcha.
So that's why I was kind of
Do you think we could get the other people in our gaming group to play? This is
I
definitely.
know. So, our friend Jason has played it before. I
Oh,
think
has
with
he?
his, yeah, I think with his kid, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
tried playing with my son, but he was a little too young at the time. He was still
yeah.
trying to figure out like just controls in general, just how to like hold a controller. So
Also, if you think about it, man, that would make a big difference too. Well, I mean, it would be a lot more chaotic as well.
yeah, yeah.
And then, especially, I mean, we'll get more into the mechanics of the game, but yeah, some things would be a lot easier. But then, like, think about
Trying to yell orders and
the levels that
coordinate.
change.
Yeah,
God, yeah.
yeah.
So I think it was a good game for like kind of a Thanksgiving type of
Yeah, it
thing.
was. It was. It's a fun family game, no matter what time of year. But we picked it for Thanksgiving. I picked it for Thanksgiving
Yeah.
because it's just food, 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 food. We're here in America. We are gluttonous, so we need food on the table. We need food in our video games.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Ooh, consistently stuffing.
Stuffing is pretty good. And a lot of people don't like it. And it's kind of weird because it's cooked inside of a carcass.
Okay, hold on.
But yeah, a lot of people
Just to
don't like
clarify.
it. Sure.
So I like the what stovetop. Add water. The cheapest like dollar 50 box from fucking Walmart or Kroger's. Like the cheap stuffing. That
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's the one that I grew up with. It's great. The best. Oh, this is hard. This is hard.
Yeah, boy.
You asked me the golden question for the fucking day, dude.
Yeah. I
The
like to make you
best
think.
the best dish, side, entree, doesn't matter, but the best thing I ever had for Thanksgiving specifically was made by a former girlfriend's mother that lived in your neck of the woods back when we were in high school.
Okay. Do you want to tell me what it was?
It was candied yams.
Oh, dude. So my wife makes Oh, I just asked her. She said green bean casserole.
Oh,
I'm taking my ring off now. Um, I don't like green beans at all. That's insane. That's insane. So my wife makes sweet potato casserole,
hmm.
and it's so fucking good, dude.
She
She
do
does
she do the
like
marshmallows on top?
and like yeah, and like brown sugar, cinnamon, toasted oatmeal stuff in it, mixing with it.
Ooh.
It's have you ever had like Boston Market or what Boston Chicken, whatever it's called? They have like
Yeah.
a sweet potato casserole.
Oh, the sweet potato casserole? Nah, I don't think so.
So it's like mashed sweet potatoes and then everything I've described, topped with marshmallows and then browned
Right.
slightly in the oven. Mad good, and it's essentially a copycat recipe of that. But when you make it like fresh, it's a lot better. Than it doesn't
Yeah.
taste like cafeteria food.
Dude, this is rough because like over the many years that I've overeaten during this time of the year. Oh, like every year there's like a standout, right? My mother makes candied sort of carrots, baby carrots, like glazed, like sweet glazed carrots.
Yeah, those are really good too, man,
Yeah.
because it's a sweet
It's
food to begin with.
carrot, brown sugar, butter. That's it.
Done.
Right.
Just yep.
So good.
And they're like they soften up a lot because carrots are usually kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
snappy. It's one of the
Any
snappier foods out there.
any baked mac and cheese with like the breadcrumb topping, so good.
Oh yeah. I'm hungry. I was not
We've been
hungry
doing
10 minutes ago, dude. I'm starving
since
now.
since our two good friends that are out in Texas, their family, they got me on this corn casserole. I learned her
Interesting.
recipe for corn casserole and tweaked it to my own, adding an obscene amount of cheese, but with the easiest fucking recipe, the most cheese you can get, and that has become a family favorite every year. We'll even just cook it when we're just wanting stuff on like a random Tuesday. We'll do a corn
It's
casserole.
it's cool how you kind of develop like a staple meal and it's just like you get it from other people
Yep.
sometimes too.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
tradition, bro.
Yeah. Oh
Everybody
man.
listening, what are your favorite Thanksgiving foods? Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what it is. I want to know. Tell me what your favorite recipe is. If your grandma came up with it, tell me your grandma's name. Tell me where she lives. If she's no longer with us, how'd she die? All right. Okay. So we played this game on Steam, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. We did controller co-op. It was nice to play. We played I think 10 to 12 levels of Overcooked 1, then about the same with Overcooked 2, and then just today we did about 5 or 6 on all the trimmings was
Like a
the
DLC
DLC.
extra.
Yeah.
What a gross.
And
I don't like the term
dude,
trimmings, but
it had 15 worlds, I guess you would say. I think
of
they're
extra.
DLCs. Yeah, DLCs from
Damn.
both Overcooked 1 and 2. And I didn't confirm this, but I think it's in that case because I think some are from 1 where it didn't have certain mechanics that 2 had, but other ones did. Like the
Yeah, because
throwing
there was
mechanic.
like the throwing, yeah,
Yeah.
which is kind of like you don't know that it's there. You accidentally threw something at me.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so what did you think about the graphics? Like, what was your did you how did you like the style of it, the art style?
Art style was great.
It's fine.
Graphically, it
It's
held up
fine, yeah.
very well. For what the game is, it was very good.
Yeah, games when it's like this easy art style, you know it can be on every console, probably
Mhm.
even mobile. Like it's an accessible game. Anybody can play it.
Yeah. It's very cartoony, but still like 3D.
Yeah.
It's good. It was good. I think
Yep.
it fit for what it is.
How about I agree. I don't there's not a lot to say about that. It did have like kind of a hand-drawn cartoony
Hmm.
bullshit 3D art style thing that you see in every game like this.
Yeah, to me, it falls into like Fortnite.
I agree. I feel it. Yeah, it's yep. I don't know who started it, but they've been doing a great job every game since. I like that you could pick. Should we even like so? Anybody that isn't playing this game, essentially, you are in a kitchen and you have to prepare dishes. There's a time limit. Each dish gets ordered. You have to grab the ingredients, prepare them, cook things, and it's chaotic. It's just hectic because there's a lot of communicating. I don't know. Maybe we should have gotten that out up front. But that being said, I feel like being able to pick the chefs was kind of a cool thing.
Yep.
I do think, and one thing that I think maybe would have given this game a little bit more replayability and longevity is like if you get enough 3 stars, you can unlock more characters, kind of shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that way there's more incentive to try to do better in all these levels. There's a rating system at the end of it, depending on if you miss dishes, if you fail to complete an order in time, then you get points off. But then every time if you do it really quickly, you get like more points for a tip, you know, like because it's restaurant based. If there was a incentive to try to get the highest score, you could unlock like different skins. One of the characters I picked was a shark, and there was like a light blue and a dark blue shark chef character. There could have been different colored sharks or different outfits or something, or just completely different characters. There were a lot, but they were all unlocked like from the start.
Yeah.
And that could be part of the DLC like base stuff, maybe since we got the deluxe edition, all you can eat.
I didn't go back and check, but I feel like this game or one similar to it, to be able to progress towards the end of the game, you had to have like so many stars.
Maybe
So because we only played a finite number, I'm wondering if say we got to say the 20th level and that needed so many stars and we were too short, so then we have to go back and maybe pick one to redo. I can't remember if that was in one. It didn't really seem to present itself here and be much of an issue, but I could be thinking of a different game entirely.
I feel like that's common. I've played other games that are like that, and I can't think of what they are. But I know that is a common mechanic in a lot of games.
Yeah.
At first, it's very easy, and you don't have to think about it. You're just naturally progressing, and then eventually you have to, you know, really perform better and work harder. But that also comes naturally the better you are at the game because you've got more experience with it.
This game definitely needs player-to-player communication. Very big thing. With all the stuff that's going on, it's going to be very hard to play this game with just being silent. I mean, unless you guys are on like a quote unquote different wavelength or whatever.
If you have a twin,
is.
you're probably fine. If you're really married to your soulmate, you don't even need to talk. You can just do it. But if you have to communicate, you guys weren't meant to be.
There were some levels where I think it was kind of intuitive what we were kind of supposed to do, and we could get by without much discussion. But there were other ones that were just so chaotic. There was no clear pattern or like meta on how to figure the level out. You kind of just really had to just shout stuff to each other to say, do this, or I'm doing that, or whatever.
Which is, I think you do that in a restaurant. It's got the chef yelling at you.
Oh, man.
It's kind of funny, too, because you say that there wasn't like a meta on how to do it. There were some levels that we would retry and then do worse.
Yeah.
We're like, oh yeah, okay, we got this. We know what to do now. And then we're just fucking up over and over again. Okay, so I think we're talking about the graphics and stuff. It was good. They were wonderful. You could play it on your Atari 2600 if you needed to. Sound quality?
Good.
Dude, the music, I really liked the music in this game. It had kind of like a medieval, like, I don't know. Just that kind of...
It was boppy. It was cartoony. It fit for whatever was going on the screen.
Yeah.
So when we were just traversing like the map, trying to figure out where we're going to go next, it's like jolly and jaunty and happy, and just a really good backdrop for a sound.
Yeah, it was. Dude, I really liked like the menu music, like when you're picking your character and stuff. It was like they're playing on like a fucking lute or something. I don't know.
But through the level, as it started to progress, as your clock started to tick down, it would get more elevated. It would get faster.
Oh yeah, that's like from Mario, like Super Mario, when you get like 100 seconds left in the level. It's like yeah, that was good.
Yep. We've talked.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like the like general sound effects of what you're doing. Like there was the chopping noises and
Yeah.
stuff, so your teammates could know that you're actually, preparing food properly. If you're not looking, you can take a sound cue and know what's going on.
Right, right.
That was good. It was good. I mean, it better be in there at least, right?
Now I was gonna say the with other games that had something that could be seen as similar to this, they did have voice acting
Sure.
in there was a story to each Overcooked game. I didn't quite follow it. It was kind of, I think the first one was like there was an apocalypse or something. It doesn't matter. But anyway, while you're talking to some of the NPCs for these like cutscenes and like areas to check in and see what's transpiring with the world, they had somebody that was just making noise while you could read the text at the bottom.
The Onion King.
The Onion King.
And he's like bop 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 bop.
Right, right.
How
And
was
that for what this game was, that was totally fine.
Right. Yeah, it was
And
good.
and fine because the noise they're making was just like filler noise, but really what you're doing is just reading and getting in. It's skippable. You can read through quickly. I just wanted to call that out because I have been bashing some games with voice acting where it's nonsense.
I wish more
recently.
games would do that. Like just keep it simple. Like Nintendo games don't really do that even. They have like an indicator of who's talking, like it'll be a noise. Like if Toad talks to be like or whatever.
Right, right.
But yeah, just something just kind of in there to make noise was good. It was fine. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. It was 10 out of 10. I would give it a 10. Solid hard 10. Gameplay mechanics is really what this game is about. The whole
Yes.
thing overall it's a gameplay kind of game. It's not a story game. It's not even a visual novel. It's all about the gameplay. How did you already did mention Overcooked 1 didn't have throwing. Did you like the throwing mechanic?
I did. I think it added some complexity, not a little bit of complexity because there were some levels that you had to throw
Yeah.
because they started messing with the idea of blocking you off from your teammates.
Yep.
So they introduced a mechanic that you could use and then kind of not forced, but made it so you had to utilize it. So it wasn't just like an optional throwaway thing. You had to actually use it. So I did like that.
I guess I liked it too. Part of me wants to say I didn't because it made the game more complicated, but it was welcome. It made the game a little harder because it was a whole
You
new
didn't
button
you
to
didn't
push.
like when I showed like just threw produce into your arms without you wanting it?
That's an OSHA violation waiting to happen. Throwing sushi, I don't think
Oh
you should.
Lord. I did like Overcooked 1 for what it was. I think
Right.
for what you were presented with, it was fine. It
I
was
kinda
it
liked-
was a good time.
I kind of like the food options better in Overcooked 1. I don't know why. Dude, remember when we were struggling a little bit and we got to a level where it was burgers and we just fucking
Oh
did
man,
fine.
every burger level we did like 3 stars.
Yeah,
hands
I don't
down,
know
and
why.
then some.
But I did like that better because it kind of felt more like food that I'm used to making or something. Because I feel like there was a lot of like sushi in the second one. And I've never prepared sushi, but
Well,
it seems
there's-
pretty simple.
2 things I want to say about that. One, we only played
Bro.
like a fourth of the levels for each
Yeah.
main storyline. So there was a lot more to come.
Yeah. I just
Overcooked
feel like
1,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry. I feel like Overcooked 1 had more simple cooking steps.
Right.
And Overcooked 2 introduced the mixing bowls and like different stages to cook. You got chop, cook, then do this thing. There's one, I forget if it was 1 or 2, but there was one where it was you had to get the fish, chop the fish, then like steam it, and then put it back into another thing, and then that gets mixed up. It was a really weird thing. It was very, very extensive that we never got to. But
Dude, remember the level where I think you're in like a hot air balloon and you're doing sushi and serving sushi to other people in hot air balloons, and then
Yes.
halfway through the level, I guess your hot air balloon crashes and then lands. So you're making sushi, then it crashes and lands in the middle of another restaurant. And then just picture this actually happening. Then you're immediately making more dishes than you were making previously.
Yep.
So you're now also making food that requires cooking as well as the sushi. It's just pure chaos, man.
Oh, it's just, yeah, okay, in a good way.
Yeah, it was fun.
In a good
yeah,
way.
yeah.
In a good way.
It definitely like it was a low stress, low stakes, high stress kind of thing. You don't really care if you don't do well. I didn't, I
Right.
guess.
It's a fun little challenge.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I think stuff like that it's cool too because it especially if you don't know it's going to happen, like that's pretty chaotic. I don't know what to say. If you don't know what's going to happen, like I know I think you had seen that level before so you had a little bit of insight that it was going to occur.
Right.
I didn't. So to me it was just like out of nowhere, what the fuck are we doing? And it's crazy too because we were making these pretty straightforward sushi dishes. Shrimp, salmon, rice, mori, apparently. And then all out of nowhere, you're like, there's carrots being introduced and you're making soups or something too. And it was just like, I forgot how to make the sushi, you know?
Yeah.
It was cool. I liked that a lot. And I would like to see more of that because I'm sure there's a lot more crazy nonsense later on.
Right. What was your favorite dish that you encountered?
Give me them burgers, dude.
You like the burgers?
I did. I don't know why, man. I love a burger, and we even so the way I eat a burger is just meat and cheese and ketchup or whatever. But I don't do the lettuce. I don't do all the no garden, whatever you want to call it. And you're like he would call it the James Special.
Yep.
And so yeah, it was very relatable, you know.
So
And you
good.
were dude, you were saying shit in the sushi levels. You said like we need Mori. I'm like, and I literally I was like, who the fuck is Mori, dude?
It's nori.
See, see, I don't know, man. I didn't know what it was called. I just thought it was seaweed, is what I would call it.
Yeah, it's same thing.
Mori. Okay, all right. I confidently called it Mori earlier.
Yep.
Like, okay,
It was
sorry,
yeah. I was gonna let it slide.
but we're gonna dial it back, dude. So yeah, I don't know. It was. Well, what about you? What was your favorite dish? What was your favorite meal?
The cheeseburgers were good. Those were fun to make.
They always are.
I think I did. It got stressful, but I did like the ones that had multi stages. When we played all the trimmings, I did like. I think it was towards the last one we played for the night. The chocolate milk.
I was gonna say that.
One.
Yeah. I don't know why I liked the hot chocolate one
Because I had never seen that one since until today. So
Dude,
I actually like that one.
You know what? That makes me pretty confident that I could make some bomb ass hot chocolate, like with real chocolate and milk and a stovetop,
Heck yeah!
the way our
Yep.
grandmas used to make it, probably
Before they died.
before they died. Damn it!
What is happening? We've
Guys,
upgraded from dead kids to dead grandmas.
Comment. Let us know how your grandmas died. We need to know. It's important for our next episode. It's not. All right, sorry.
Have you woken up your wife yet?
My wife is, as far as I know, she's awake right now. My dog is asleep.
There you go.
He looks like he's dead. Like my grandma. All right, so I'm surprised there's not an Overcooked 3.
I was thinking that, but I'm trying
They've
to
had
think
a lot
what
of
they
time.
could. What else would they introduce?
Dude, I think just different foods would be enough. I mean, they're essentially the same game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Or
yeah.
just some of the mechanics from like the trimmings, whatever. There was like a backpack. You just have a backpack with stuff in it.
Yes, that
Like more
I did
that
not
kind
like.
of stuff. More
I did not like that one.
No, that was horrible, dude. I kept forgetting what I had on my back, and then I would have to communicate to you. So okay, so just to set the scene for you listeners, at the start of the game, there's 2 backpacks spread out in the level. Each person grabs one, and it's the only way to get this 2 specific ingredients, separate ones. So I think you had what? What was yours? An egg?
No, no. I had oranges.
Oranges, and I had gelatin.
You had fruitcake.
Fruitcake. Sorry, what? I had fruitcake on my back, and you had oranges in yours. So, like, I would need something, and I would need fruitcake, and the only way to acquire fruitcake was for you to come and take it out of my backpack and then put it on the
Right.
ground. Very frustrating because we're running around the kitchen preparing
Yeah.
these meals, and then out of nowhere, I need something that I theoretically have with me, and I
Yep.
can't acquire it.
Have you
So
ever tried to take out something from your backpack while it's strapped on you? It's very difficult without
I
bringing
could
it around to the front.
I could do it if I had to. I wouldn't. Let's just say I wouldn't ask you for help. No offense.
Oh man.
So, what else is there really to discuss with this game? It's not a big, it's not
really
a
not there's
complicated game.
there is a story, but that's not the real thing about it. It's how you play. Favorite levels?
I liked the burgers. No, I liked the like there were like wintry levels. I don't know. It's weird, man. It feels like the kind of game that you would play during the holidays. Everybody, you just got it's 2016. You just got a Nintendo Switch if they're out yet. And this is a game that you get with it, and everybody's sitting around on the couch drinking hot chocolate, and you're going co-op, And it feels like that's like the time that you would play this game. It feels like a good family party game, and I liked the cozy feel of that, dude. It was fun. It was
Yeah.
cozy.
Did you have a favorite level?
I liked the snowy levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you
You're,
have
like,
a
in
favorite?
cabin.
Did you have a favorite? No, sorry, opposite. Did you have a least favorite food or a least favorite level?
Yes, I did. And it actually was a snowy level. So the level where you were trying to defend your fort against like cookies breaking in or whatever, it had a very like Call of Duty Zombies feel to it. You get coins for preparing dishes successfully. There's things trying to break into your cabin, and you have to make the dishes that they want. Kind of complicated dishes, like 4 ingredients, mix them up, cook them, serve them. You also have to wash plates. I don't know. You got to
Yeah.
put that in there. So the dirty plates come back. You have to wash them in all the chaos. But that one, I didn't like it very much. It was, once we got the hang of it, it was cool, but it was like a lot of fucking noise, dude. You've got like things trying to burn, mixers trying to overmix, constantly knocking boards down from the wall while these things are breaking in. And then you have to, like, when it gets low, it does that beeping noise, like something's overcooking. There's a lot of
Ding ding ding.
yeah, dude, just so much noise. And then you can spend your money that you get to repair the walls to stop the gingerbread cookies from getting in. Your camera's not focusing well today.
No, it's really not. It's really pissing me off too.
I'm just gonna I'm not looking at you anymore.
All right. Well, I wouldn't say that was my least favorite one. I did not like that one how it was presented initially. I did end up liking it in the
Yeah, it was
long
better
run.
once we knew it's better that when
Yeah.
we finished it, I was like, yeah, that's cool. We're
Right.
we're smart. What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? Tell me everything. How did your
real,
grandma die?
real quick, I thought I've been recording on OBS this whole time.
Yeah.
I never hit the button to record.
It's all right, man. Craig always has our back.
I've had this awkward Discord awkwardly placed the whole time. And and then what the fuck just happened?
I don't know. That was really weird visually.
My screens just did the thing that I've been talking about.
Oh, okay.
So now I have to wait for them to register that the screen's still plugged in.
Tell me about your favorite level first.
Favorite level.
I have a gun to your head. It's loaded, one in the chamber, and I'm pushing it into your temple really hard. You can smell my breath. What was your favorite level?
I don't know what
I have a
number.
gun. Okay, all right.
Well, no. Oh, it was a sushi level.
Okay.
I believe it was Overcooked 1, I think.
I think sushi was in too, but go
We
on.
were okay, well whenever it was, but it was basically we were next to a busy street. It was fish and shrimp and nope, it was fish and shrimp and nori. And we had to chop the shrimp and then mix it with the nori and then send that out. Basically we had 2 stations in the middle that had nothing. I had cutting boards, you had cutting boards, you had I think shrimp, I had fish, and it was basically chop it up, put it on a plate, get it out. That was really it. I liked that one because it was like the tail end of one of the I think the tutorial, but it was just like I don't know, it was just easy. We were both in our own like in our own groove.
Yeah,
We could mess with each other without really messing up the
right.
level,
Yeah.
So I did like that one.
I think also we had just gotten into this. I think that was the second one, so we already had the experience of playing the first one, and that was another thing. Like when we first
Right.
started Overcooked 2, we were just smashing every level because we were warmed up, we were
Yeah.
lubricated,
Yeah.
we were ready to cook.
Yeah. My least favorite was from today, the one where there was no food to pull. Everything was already on the table, and we were
Oh
making
yeah,
like the level was a maze.
yep,
There was a ton of food already out on the surfaces, but everything was only wide enough for us one person to go through, so we were constantly in our way. It was a real pain in the butt.
yeah. Because if you wanted to get by, you'd have to ask the other player to move.
Move, yeah.
That was the worst laid out kitchen ever.
I think it was on purpose, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I know, but I mean,
it
like Gordon
was
Ramsay would have a fucking field day with that, dude.
I did not like that one.
No, that was trash. You're right. But
So
yet I
go,
did enjoy it a little bit.
so going back to the one you didn't like, the people breaking in, all
Yeah.
that. I know it was challenging, but I did like that it was a new level mechanic.
Yeah,
I
and
did like that.
we failed it the first time and we had never actually failed a level in the game. So it was a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
challenge. And then it felt I don't know. I felt very rewarded for completing it when we
yeah,
did. And it's weird because we stomped it. Once
yeah.
we
We did
knew
really
what to
good.
do and everything,
Yeah,
we stomped it. But it's always kind of chaotic when you start the game and you don't even know what the ingredients are.
right,
You
right.
don't know the layout or anything. But I guess that's part of the chaos and that's part of what makes it good.
Yeah.
See you later, buddy. The dog is leaving, if you were wondering.
So no, I did want to call that out that it was challenging, but they were taking a different approach to the level. So I
Right.
think if they were to do an Overcooked 3, I think they really need to hone in on that
Yeah.
aspect, right? You can have make a meal, give out a meal, collect your points, but you can add different challenges to deal with other than the map moving because they really beat that horse to death. Levels that the whole map would just completely change
Yeah.
multiple times through the level itself.
One of the ones we did tonight, I really liked. It was like the center would spin, and we would
It
like
was,
kind of
yeah.
prepare a little bit ahead of time, like, hey, you need to go top, go bottom.
Hmm.
And that was actually that was probably my favorite mechanic or level that I think we played. Like, just general, the flow of how well we did. I
Hmm.
felt like we did a really good job. I enjoyed that one a lot.
You know which one I really liked?
No,
The the pizza one.
I
Remember the
like,
pizza one where
yeah.
the three tables would lift up and then move on down the line?
Oh, was it spooky?
Kind of spooky. It was like a ghost or it was magic or something. But
Yeah.
the tables would lift up and move out of the way, so we were always separate from each other. But we were making the dough, the cheese, and the tomato. I liked that one. I wanted to do that one again, but I think we were trying to just get the gameplay in for the discussion. But I did like that one.
Yeah, that one was good. It was hard to remember, but I think we were throwing ingredients, right? That was in the second one?
Yes, I believe
Maybe.
we were able to throw them. Yeah, yeah, we would have had to have been because how it ends up blocking you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to throw stuff.
Yeah, and it'd be
So
weird too because I think you'd be in the middle of doing something and one of the tables that you were working on would like pick up. Like you couldn't chop while it was moving.
yes,
Yeah.
because yeah, it actually like lifted it up so that you were no longer able to interact with it, and then it would move and then it would lift down. But I think the frustrating part about that was like how long that animation took to resolve itself.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it
So
felt
like
like an eternity when something's trying to
yeah,
burn
yeah,
or whatever.
or the order's about to expire and you might miss sending it out.
Yeah.
Oh man. So
What was your favorite chef that you used?
Ooh, I used a couple.
Yeah,
I think I committed to the walrus the most because he had a really sick mustache.
that sounds like a good band name. Committing to the Walrus.
Coming to a city near you.
I liked the shark. I think.
Yeah.
Yep. I also did a monkey, and I played as a wolf boy.
Yep.
You
I
did
did.
walrus twice, and the weird mustache chef guy, beard
I
chef.
had two bearded gentlemen. One that was resting dick face, and the other that was like a drunken prospector.
When you
And
say resting dick
with a,
face,
with
are
a
you saying like,
like he's an asshole all the time.
okay, I thought I went a different direction.
Yep. Not that.
Okay. We don't need to get into it too much. So yeah, walruses.
Yeah. What are your final thoughts on the game?
I think that this is a game I would probably play again. I think if we are, trying to, play a game or something after work, it's co-op. We can play online. I think it'll be a really fun couch co-op game. If you have a Nintendo Switch, this is a great game for it. Have your
Hmm.
friends come over, bring an extra set of Joy-Cons, preferably without stick drift, and I think it's a really good couch type, party game, really.
Yeah.
Maybe have if you're in a relationship with somebody, have another couple come over, cause a marital dispute, and then just sit back and watch them fall apart in front of you. All right, so when would you want to play this game? Do you want to play this game again? Tell me what do you feel in your heart?
My final thoughts. It was the worst. No, I really enjoyed it. I brought it up even though we had played it. I was fairly certain you had not played it before.
Right.
I grabbed it mostly because of the theme and the time of year we're in. I echo everything you had said previously about a great game for the family, game for your significant other. It's a good game night game. Just to broaden that out, it doesn't have to be for the holidays. It's like, oh, if you have a group that does game nights
Yeah.
where video games take place, this is a great one to throw in the mix.
Take a break from Mario Party, right? Like just jumping
Oh,
on
for
something like
sure,
this.
for
Yeah.
sure. And speaking of, making that comparison to Mario Party, you can do like what it's 45 minutes minimum if you've got four people. No,
Yeah.
minimum because four people always because it's gonna give you AI.
Hmm.
So Overcooked, you get smaller chunks and you can stop it and go have dinner. Then you can come back and pick up and you didn't like lose anything. You can do the levels, which are what, 5 to maybe a little over 10 minutes.
Nah, five
No,
minutes
no,
tops, I
not, yeah,
think.
5 minutes tops. They weren't ever that long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there were much
so
shorter
they're
ones
really
than
really
that
quick.
too.
Yeah, another good one because we're talking about a game made by Team 17. The
Moving out.
Moving Out. It's in the same vein, different mechanics, but it needs cooperation in the gameplay. So another good one to throw in your roster, throw in the backlog just to get it played.
Maybe, yeah, we'll do that one day. We should definitely put some time in between.
The next time one of us moves.
I'm not moving, dude. I'm dying in this house, actually.
Oh man.
I'm never gonna leave.
So with that, to wrap it up, we do have to talk about our next game that we're going to be covering
Yeah.
for the podcast.
Let's go all in on this one, dude. It's Jotun Valhalla edition. Jotun.
Jotun.
It's got a weird O, though.
Valhalla. Correct.
Yeah. It's a game I would have played on my own either way, I think, because it's a challenging boss battle type of game, Dark Souls like shit.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I don't know, but it's a challenging game. There's a lot of dodging and stuff like that in it, but it's a game. Yeah, I even though I didn't pick it, we can just call it my pick because it's a James type of game. Sure, dude.
It's your week. No, it was on my backlog,
Yeah.
and I've been trying to schedule a guest, and we were going to have them come on to play this game with us and discuss it with us. That may still happen, but just in case, we're going to cover it.
Yep.
So we've already played it. I think we've enjoyed it for the most part. So
Oh, yeah, I can't stop thinking about it.
So yeah, that'll be our next game, Jotun Valhalla Edition. Go ahead and toss that on your backlog, get it played, and we'll get it discussed in the next episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks so much for listening. That wraps up our discussion for Overcooked All You Can Eat. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know with a thumbs up, a comment, or sharing with your friends and family. If you're able to do so, play along with us. We'll post upcoming games to our socials and what games are up next at the end of each episode. Next week, Jotun Valhalla Edition. This has been 321 Backlog by Alec and James. You can connect with us on any of our social media pages and by sending us an email at 321backlog@gmail.com. Until next time.